All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm thinking it is 8 p.m. East Coast time, 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk, and 2 p.m. for our Hawaiian styling people. That's right. I mixed it up a little bit this time. Good to see all y'all here. Looks like we have got Gina in the house. Who else have we got? We've got Elaine coming in. Fantastic. Pussycat as well. Fantastical. All right, you guys. So, I hope that you guys were here yesterday when at Statterbox at the cinema, where we spent an hour or so watching the 1980 production from Andy Bumatai called All ni Ohana. And watching that movie, we came up with a little bit of a chat topic today. We're only going to touch on it briefly because of a couple reasons. First off, I can't speak on this topic with a lot of authority, and two, even if I could, this topic actually could go on. This could be a whole schooling lecture type project, and I am in no position to give it, but I am hoping that people who are in better positions will be able to add their 2 cents worth. We'll talk about what I'm talking about when we start talking about it. But right now, we're going to get the party started. All right, it looks like Poppy Shaney in the house, subbing for 23 months. Oh, thank you so much for the sub, Poppy Shaney. Can't believe it's been like 2 years or more since this streaming project for Statterbox Crew has begun. It was July of 2001 that we made this crazy step into the online world, and 2+ years later, most of us are still hanging out, and more of us have coming in to be hanging out. Did I say 2001? I meant 2021. Did I say 2001? We haven't been around that long. I mean, I've been around since 2001, but not live on stream. That's for gosh darn sure. In fact, it wasn't until the A Spaced Odyssey. Yes, exactly. That is I resemble that remark, Shaw. I resemble that remark. 2001, A Spaced Odyssey. There we go. Hey, Terry in Scotland coming in with a party of 5. Fantastic, dude. Oh, super stoked. Thomas and Turtle being in with the Raiders. Katie's Aura. Terry Raid. Carl in Arkansas. I'm going to assume that there's going to be Terry coming in as well. So we've got Katie. We've got Carl. We've got Thomas. And let's see, did I miss somebody else? Well, and then of course we've got Terry. At least I hope we've got Terry. So, and Gina, no. Okay, no, you did not overstep in suggesting it. First off, having a question about this, that, and t'other is always a good way to get the chatter started. However, I didn't want to talk about it last night because I didn't have the information at hand that I was hoping to have. And now I do, so things will be slightly better. And by slightly, I really emphasize slightly. But hey, it looks like Andre is in the house today. Good to see you, Andre. And yeah, Shock, exactly. We're going to talk about a couple different things in regards to the All ni Ohana statue. Basically, that is sort of the topic du jour today. We're not going to get there yet, though. But yeah, the statue that was used in All ni Ohana definitely was like, I don't really know if contextually speaking that was exactly what should have. Anyway, we'll get into that later. But right now, Terry is coming in saying, meow, and Ashes is asleep on my bed, and so I'll say for her, meow. Now, as far as Dusty and Leo, I have no idea where they're at. I mean, I do. They're outside somewhere, probably sleeping. So heavy cat snoozle noises coming in your direction, Terry. There we go. All right, so what I wanted to talk about first today, you guys, is that it is October. And so October means we've got all sorts of Statterbox at the Cinema options. Now, as we all know, and it will never change because I am stubborn like that, the Statterbox at the Cinema, probably November 4th, I think that's going to be the closest date, we're going to watch Coco. Coco is a tradition here on this channel. We're going to watch Coco. But all of the other Statterbox cinemas at the cinemas, let's see here, we've got October 7th, October 14th, October 21st, and October 28th. We've got 4 different dates for spooky movies. And so I was wondering if you guys had any spooky movies that you might want to suggest. That's not what I wanted to do. The spooky movies that we have already shown on cinema, but we could totally show them again. Let's see here. We've got Beetlejuice. And what else do we have? We have Beetlejuice. We have oh, I know we've got bunches of them. Let's see here. Where did they all go? Oh, we've got Beetlejuice, and we've got The Goonies, which isn't really a spooky movie. We've got Rocky Horror Picture Show. We've got What We Do in the Shadows. That's a good one. So I'm thinking, what movies might you guys want to watch? Coraline is scary. You know, Coraline was actually, I think, the first... oh, did I not say Hocus Pocus? Because Hocus Pocus is totally on that list, Elaine. So let me write down Hocus Pocus. And as far as Coraline goes, you guys, I don't know if you remember. I'm guessing you guys do, because you probably wouldn't have mentioned it otherwise. Coraline, I think, was the first Halloween-themed movie that I tried to stream here on Statterbox at the cinema. Well, not here, but, you know. Anyway, and that was before I knew what I was doing. And so I stole it offline and streamed it. I streamed it from a live source. I don't know if I'll be able to find... I've never downloaded Coraline. I don't personally have it. So even though we have seen it on Statterbox at the cinema, that's one of the few movies that I actually don't have. So I'll see if I can get that. And then Hocus Pocus. And then Monster Squad. Yeah, Shock, you and I both can do some librarian. We can do some librarian. And so, let's see here. Let's see, we've got, Carl, stole is a strong word. I prefer borrow. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, and hey, it's no longer in my possession. So other than my confession, there's no proof of nothing. And, let's see here. Okay, so I've got Hocus Pocus, and then Mama Sean. We watched the Elvira movie as a tradition. I don't know what movie you're talking about, but I have it written down. You can't maybe see that I have it written. There we go. I have it written down. So let's see here. Okay, so and then Monster Squad. Okay, we've got Monster Squad. And Shock, you saw Rocky on stage on Maui. Your friend David was in it. You did not need to see him in fishnets. Oh, that's so silly. Fishnets are good. And then yes, Andre, exactly. Yay, it's Coco season. And so, okay, Elvira, Monster Squad. Okay, Terry and Scotland, The Foundling. I don't know what that movie's about. I've never heard of it. But the title seems really kind of creepy. So I will look into that and see just what we got there. And what else do we go? The Deadlands, I think I might have that one. The Deadlands. And then, let's see here. Okay, let me be more specific. The thong was too much. Oh, the thong. Not just the fishnets, it was the thong. Right. There we go. Okay, cool. Andre, yeah, I thought you did send it to me. That's why I looked over. I was like, oh, it might be in that stack over there. So yeah, a stack that's off camera. Because I have just one stack that's off camera. One big, all-encompassing stack that is... No, I have a lot of stacks. I have a lot of stacks of a lot of stuff. In fact... Nah, I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you where I'm sitting. But let's just say the narrow focus of the camera really helps disguise all the stacks. And it's not just DVDs, it's paperwork, it's notebooks, it's little notes, it's clip holders, it's books, so many books. We'll be talking about this book later on. Books. So, and let's see here. Yeah, I actually have 3 books within arm's reach right now. I've got a Hawaiian religion book here. I've got another Hawaiian religion book here. This one I've had for almost my whole life. And then I've got a history book about the town that I grew up here. And that's just on my left-hand side. And we're not going to go into the books on my right-hand side because they're under more stacks. Stacks of different stuff. And let's see here. Shock, you got a book called Akua from HSL via eLoan. It was cool. Nice. Okay, it was the Changeling, not the Foundling, which honestly, Terry, I don't know which is creepier, the Changeling or the Foundling. I mean, both, I'm writing it down, but both, yeah, both sound creepy. Both sound creepy. And let's see here. Andre, you got a guidebook for Seattle near you and a Hawaii guidebook. Yep, exactly. And let's see here. Shock, you took a 1,600-page reading binge a few weeks ago. Wow. You're taking a break right now, but your favorite author's new one arrives at the end of this month. Got it. And Andre, yeah, I figured, given at least the Changeling name, I figured it had to do with the fairy kidnapping the kids and changing them out. But it's been a while, and since you've seen it, Terry, but it is good. Okay, cool, because that's, I like, first off, the movies that you often show on your stream, Terry. For those of you who don't know and aren't familiar with, by the way, Terry in Scotland is a content creator here on Twitch, and he streams almost every day at 4 p.m. There is an occasional time that he's not on at 4 p.m. He might switch it to 4:30 if there's an overlapping stream that he wants to watch. But basically, you can pretty much set your watch to Terry. Terry is online at 4 p.m. West Coast time almost every day, playing movies, playing video games, a lot of video games, but he switches stuff up. Sometimes he's got some, Korean TV shows. Sometimes he's got some crazy movies. And the movies that Terry picks, I have to say, they're movies I would never have thought to pick. And they're all really good. I mean, I'm always happy when I stumble upon a movie that Terry is showing, because even if it's just like, what is this? I'm so sure I do not want to watch this. By the end of the movie, I'm like, oh my God, where can I get that movie? And, Pussycat, maybe Christine. Honestly, Pussycat, you know what? That's a really good suggestion, actually. So good of a suggestion. Christine, the story about the car that kills people and crashes and repairs itself. I actually almost don't want to show it just because that movie freaks me out so bad. That is kind of one of my weird nightmares, is having this big machine chasing you. It's not blood and, I mean, I don't like gore, I don't like blood, I don't like guts, but what I really don't like about some horror movies is the psychological horror. And Christine is up there in regards to this psychological horror. So, I am for sure writing it down because, like it or not, this is a really good suggestion for the time of year that we are in. And so let's see here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. We've got 7 suggestions now. So we might not be able to hit all of these during the spooky season, but that's okay because we can still, if we gather all these ones, we can still watch them. Perhaps even into the November season for some of these ones. We can sprinkle them throughout the year, basically. And then Andre, the one with the killer truck that corners people in the truck stop, that's actually the one, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's another Stephen King. That's actually the one that I, when he first said Christine, that was the movie that first popped into my head, was the one with the truck. And I can't remember what that one's called, but yeah, that one's also a flippin' nightmare. Exactly, Chuck. I'm thinking we could probably do spooky movies through Christmas because, you know, it's dark. Once you hit October, at least in the Pacific Northwest, it turns into the wet dark. And so we've now entered the wet dark. And it's all of those, things. Well, now, Chuck, we're not going to watch any Christmas movies until the Christmas season because I have 2 Christmas movies that I do really enjoy watching. Which is The Ref with Dennis Leary. So, we're probably going to watch The Ref. I know people don't necessarily consider that an ideal Christmas movie. I, on the other hand, think it's an ideal Christmas movie. I think it's funny, it's family-oriented, it ends up being heartwarming in the end. I mean, sure, it's about a jewelry thief taking a family hostage, but it's a cute movie. And it takes place over Christmas, so there you go. And then the other movie that I really like is Daddy's Home Again, where Will Ferrell, Mel Gibson, one of the Wahlberg actors, they all get stuck in Christmas. Maximum Overdrive. That is it, Carl. Maximum Overdrive. Yeah, that one, I'm gonna write that one down too, even though, the idea scares me. And Mama Sean, Krampus, Dark and Christmas. All right, wait, now we're going Christmas movies. Krampus. I feel... Why is... I can't place Krampus, but it's ringing bells. Like, when did it come out? Who is in it? Is it a US film? I mean, I know I've heard of it. I just cannot place it in my heads. And so, Michael Anthony Smith, by the way, good to see you. And Poppy Shaney, at Costco, it's already Christmas season. They already have Christmas stuff on the shelves. I understand it's all about the money, but Christmas doesn't start for me until after Thanksgiving. Oh, I agree. Oh, I fully agree. We're not gonna do any, even if it's gonna be dark, scary Christmas movies, we're not gonna do any Christmas anything until after Thanksgiving. That is a given. That is a given. And, yeah, exactly, Andre, that truck would not give up on killing those people. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so it's a US film, 2015 or so. And yeah, Krampus is kind of a scary goat guy terrorizing kids. Yep, that's the guy. Let's see here. Duel with Dennis Weaver was Steven Spielberg's first movie. It was scary too. Okay. All right, writing them down. Okay. So, it sounds like Michael Anthony Smith is coming in saying, hello, goodbye, I gotta go, moi, moi. Time to sleepy sleep, because tomorrow's a Monday. He's gotta go to work. So there you go. And let's see here, Pussycat, Death Race 2000 with David Carradine, the guy from Kung Fu. See where you're going for this? No, I don't see where you're going with this. Death Race 2000, I don't want to do Death Race I don't want to do Death Race 2000 because I can't say it. That really is weird. I don't know why I can't say Death Race 2000 without turning into a lisp. But I don't know if that's gonna work. Toy boat. No, I'm not going to, you guys. Oh my, that was that was embarrassing. I thought that I knew how to say words. That's what you get for thinking. And exactly, words are hard. You know, not that I'm thinking we need to get merch here for Chatterbox for whatever we're doing here. Where are we? Chatter with Statter, merch, Chatter with Statter. I don't know how to hop on the merch bandwagon, and I don't know if we need to or should, but I do think that words are hard is probably something that needs to happen if we're ever gonna have merch for Chatter with Statter. Words are hard is probably the catchphrase that we're gonna use, because I think we all know that. In fact, actually, you know what? No, I don't think we are gonna use words as hard. I think what we're gonna do is use what Gina said once, which was, and I don't even know if she meant to say it, but it was exactly perfect, which was words are jarred. She, instead of typing the H, she typed the J, so words are jarred. That was exactly the most perfectness. And it's exact. Words are jarred. That's precisely it. Autocarrot, words are jarred. It's 1000% what the shirt should say. And Terry in Scotland, I don't. Oh, okay, first off, Carl, thank you. I'm glad I'm not as bad as Barbara. And I smart feller, I feller smart. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm not gonna fall for that. I think I know what I would end up saying. And it would be it's a stinky trick you're trying to play on me. And yeah, Gina, I had a feeling it was totally an accidental typo, but at the same time, sometimes it's the most perfect accident happened, and it really did. It really, really did. And yes, words can be jarring as well, but I do enjoy the words are jarred, because it's just like, that's not even a word, but okay. Words really are difficult, aren't they? Yes, they're jarred. You keep jarred words in your fridge. I only do after I open the jar. But before that, I consider them shelf stable. So Yep, exactly. Autocarrot does make the best humor. And you know what I like about Autocarrot? Is you don't even have to be a part of this community. If I'm talking to somebody randomly on the street and we're contextually speaking, like talking about autocarrot, I can use the phrase autocarrot and everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's close enough to autocorrect that their ear hit, it hits it, and they knew, and it's funny because I corrected it to carrot. See, well, you guys know the joke. I don't even know who made the joke. I'm sure it started on Andy's Daily Pigeon Live. I know it had to have, but yeah, that is definitely the phrase from now on, auto carrot. And Pussycat, there were 350 new words added to the dictionary this year. Yeah, I feel like they add new words, like a lot of new words every year, which is sort of seems weird, but at the same time, I guess it's not, because I know that in France, they have a government department that that develops and maintains the French language by allowing or not allowing certain words to be spoken in French or have a French version, or how to properly say an anglicized word via France. Like, I think, in France, I think they use the word computer, even though computer isn't necessarily a French word, or, So anyway, my point is, there are government bodies that do maintain and control and recognize official language. And I suppose the people, France has their government organization. We have our dictionary makers. We have the dictionary people. And let's see here. Shock, so much of our comms are now text channels. It's very easy to figure out what words in use. Yeah, totally. Andre, they add the word after it becomes uncool. And Shock, I like that. Tell autocarrot I'm sick of its shirt. That one's good. I don't mind that. And then what's a girl bot? I've never heard that word. Pussycat, most of them are stupid. Like girl bot. What is a girl bot? Just a girl robot? What? Okay, I'm gonna assume Thomas the Turtle knows what a girl bot is, and he's showing us pictures of the girl bot. No, I understood, Pussycat. It's one of the words they added. Like, I get that, but it's like, I guess I'm gonna have to look that word up in the dictionary to find out what it means, because what? What even is that? And, okay. That is just very confusing. And, yeah, no, exactly. I have to look it up in the dictionary. And then, Poppy Cheney, fembot from Austin Powers, but not a girl bot. Yeah, no, I mean, okay, so it has to do with an AI-generated personality, I guess? Okay. I mean, girl bot, I guess my confusion is the words themselves kind of imply what they are. Why is it that it needs to be defined in the dictionary, unless, of course, the definition is not what the words imply what it is. So, okay, whatever. I'll look up. You know what? I'm gonna write it down. Oh wait, Mama Sean coming in. Girlbot, interactive, robotic, personal assistant. Oh, now I don't know if okay. There better be a boy version of that, because now I'm kind of annoyed. Yeah, Mama Sean, exactly. Why the personal assistant has to be a girl. Like, oh, suddenly I do need to look up what Girlbot says and what that is. There might be something that makes me go, I see. I see. And let's see here. Shock. The Académie Francois, or however you say that, doesn't have legal authority, but the French take it seriously, and the board is full of important literary luminaries. Got it. And, oh no. Oh wait, what's going on, Andre? You think the Academy has a hit out on me just for the LaCroix? Pamplemousse becoming something not French. There we go. Well, first off, I have nothing to do with LaCroix. That's their own thing. Now, how I massacre Pamplemousse, well, now that's all me, baby. That's all me. Oh, Mama Sean, after you posted what you posted about the full-length name of the Girlbot, you believe I'm going to be doing a gurgle. I'm going to be doing a gurgle search. Yep, a gurgle search. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a gurgle search. There you have it. And, yeah. The point has been made that Siri and Alexa and, Cortana are all female, therefore implying that women are staff. Got it. I can see, that logic. And Andre coming in with the reality, AI can be very sexist. Look at who makes them. Yep, there you go. And Carl in Arkansas, you changed your Alexa name to Computer. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Computer, what time is it in Bangkok? You know, Computer. Although, too bad you can't tell the computer. Earl Grey. Hot. Let's see here. And, Pussycat, there was a movie called Cherry 2000 about a girl robot. The girl was Meg Ryan. I feel like that movie came out a long time ago. Didn't it? And let's see here. Many GPS voices are also female, but you choose to view this as a way men learn to take directions from women. Fair enough. Let's see here. I don't like to listen to the directions and things like that for GPS and things like that. But there was this one time that I was in Eugene, Oregon, and a road that we had to take to get to our Airbnb was Willa Gillespie Road, right? Well, no. Willa Gillespie, turn left on Willa Gillespie Road. Travel on Willa Gillespie for the next 1.25 miles. Willa Gillespie makes a slight left-hand turn. Follow the road to stay on Willa Gillespie. And I swear, every time the little computer said Willa Gillespie, everyone in the car just got into the fittiest of giggles that we could not stop. I mean, everybody obviously knew how to speak English in the car and was just like, it's Willa Gillespie. But Willa Gillespie, it just, you had to be there, but it was really funny. And let's see here. Terry's voice robot butchers Hawaiian. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, although it sounds like from what Andy Bumatai says, whatever version of GPS with voice he uses, I think maybe Google he was saying, he's very impressed with how they have learned to say the words properly. So some of the AI is learning, others maybe not so much. Let's see, Andre, do you know that the voice in fighter aircrafts is female because they found that the male fighter pilots paid more attention to females because of some reason, let's see, because now the man was going to tell, because now no man was going to tell them what to do in the air. Got it. And Poppy Shaney coming in, yep, that is correct. Wow, that is so weird. And Andre, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Terry. And yeah, men don't like being told, especially by other men. Yeah, it turns into a chest puffing situation. And when I say chest puffing, I really do sometimes literally mean chest puffing. I dated a guy once who got in a fight while on the clock in front of his company van on the customer's lawn with his coworker. And when I say got in a fight, I don't mean a loud argument over who's going to carry what. No, I mean punches thrown, down and dirty, blood and stitches needed, fight. When I asked him why that happened, you know what happened? You know what happened? You know why it happened? I will tell you verbatim what he told me. Well, he puffed his chest at me. He puffed his chest out at me. Yeah, that's why they got in the fight. So, let's see here. Pussycat, you have a male robot voice that you use to screen your calls. This call is being traced for criminal activity. They instantly hang up. Oh, that's a good plan. And hey there, Deb K's coming in from Kentucky. And, let's see here. Yeah, exactly, Thomas. He made Big Body. That was basically, that's exactly what happened. And so, talk about a snap case, fancy that. I dated a snap case. But yeah, he was throwing hands. Boom. It was, well, like I said, there was stitches involved. It was a real fight. So yeah, don't make Big Body. I don't know what the lesson is there. But but men don't like being told what to do, either verbally or non-verbally. That much we can say. Okay, you guys. So, and yes, exactly, Chuck. Massive amounts of human communication is non-verbal. Yeah, they've come up with like 93%, which is definitely not the case, I think, because I'm not so sure even the most sharp human being gets that, can pick up that many nonverbal cues there, but definitely there's a lot going on that's not verbal, so to speak. And Thomas, your dog only listens to your wife. I have found that happens a lot with animals. They have like their main human and then their backup human, and the backup human pretty much is like, I don't know. I mean, I'll do it if I want to. You can suggest it, but if I want to do it, I'll do it. I'll even let you think that you made me do it. But really, the main human, I do what they say. And Pussycat, if a guy doesn't listen to women, then that man is not married. There you go. There you go. Well, one of my, back in the day when I used to go to the gym, I had a personal trainer who was raised by a single mom. And he fully admits that there is no man that can tell him what to do. He has always been the only man in the house, and this, that, and the other thing. Now he's like, now women can boss me around like nobody's business because you listen to women, mom. He's just like, but, I've never had a father figure, and so it's just like the moment a man tries to tell me what to do, he just loses his shit. He cannot abide. It's just like, yeah, I know that that's a flaming hot piece of metal, and I know you told me not to touch it, but out of absolute defiance to you, now I must touch it because you can't tell me what to do. I mean, that kind of irrational, totally, like, I will not be told what to do by a man. So, I think that that's pretty common, actually, among a lot of guys, especially who've been raised by single women. I know, right? And people say toxic masculinity isn't a thing. And Carl in Arkansas is like, well, yeah. I know. I mean... And see Andre coming in with basically the same thing. I was raised by a woman. I work in a school, so I'm used to having women having authority over me. Men have to prove why they should have authority over me. That is absolutely, that is 100% how my personal trainer felt as well. And shock, yeah, at work, because you were working for basically the guys who make AI, right? I mean, I know I mean that figuratively, not literally. But, you know, in the industry that you work in, unlike the industry that Andre works in, you are the absolute flippin' minority. You know, and so the women in tech very rarely hold positions of power. And so it's so much easier, I'm assuming, for guys in that industry to naturally air to what a dude has to say, you know? You know, it's all about industry culture, basically. And, you know, the tech industry is notoriously, they call them tech bros for a reason. We call them tech bros for a reason. And Pussycat, we are equal. Isn't that what women want? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but when you are equal but not being treated equal, it is a frustrating position to be in. Now, men trying to boss around other men and having problems with that, okay, that's all. That's something the men need to deal with within themselves. So, and let's see here. Gina, yeah, you don't give anyone automatic authority over me because I've had a lot of dudes abuse that authority. Yeah, dudes and chicks can, I mean, well, authority can be abused without a doubt. And there are plenty of abusive women out there who will boss around, you know, their dudes, and their dudes will let them be bossed around. And, yeah, everyone needs to definitely have a healthy set of boundaries, because just because you take orders from a chick or a dude better than the other doesn't mean that chick or dude should be abusive in their ordering around you or ordering you around or whatever the words are there. And let's see here. And yeah, women are equal but different. It's not the same. It's like saying we're colorblind. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And Shock, I think every job you left was because of abuse. Gosh, yeah, you know, that just sucks. But I have to say, and I don't know what it is about the tax industry, but I feel like the tax industry is one of the more even playing fields, because, you know, dudes and chicks both do them. Dudes and chicks both hate them. And so, luckily, you know, in the industry that I've been working in, it's sort of a mixed, you know, we're equal opportunity jerks, as opposed to one sex versus the other being the bigger jerks. And let's see here. And if you're talking money, that does matter. Yeah, I guess, but see, there are plenty of people. Before I was in taxes, I was in home finance, and I would say that it was definitely a very, very, very mixed bag. And I kind of liked that, you know. That was one industry, unlike the mental health industry, which was overwhelmingly female. Unlike, say, where Andre works, the education industry, overwhelmingly female. And Carl, you've left jobs because there's too many people in charge and not enough people that actually, you know, need to be working there. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Let's see here. Felicia sliding in under the wire. Oh, that is okay. I understand, my friend. I understand. And see, Honda, see, your best bosses were men. Right, yeah. It totally yeah, exactly. Every industry has their own little quirks and ratios, as it were. So IBM was like that. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Carl. I almost accidentally got my dad fired from IBM when I was 3 because I threw away his pager, and in 1976, a pager was a very expensive high-tech piece of equipment that my dad needed to use his job. And one day, in a fit of cleaning, because my mom, we actually don't know what happened. I have no recollection. I don't know. I was little, but I'm sure, but the only thing we can think of is in me being the child that I was, imitating my mom, who was a frantic, like, if my mom was alive today, she would probably burn down my house. She's just, it's too messy. It's beyond all hope. We're just burning it down and starting over. She was a neat freak. So like every surface had to have no clutter, had to have and so she would always be cleaning, straightening things up, putting things in the trash, blah, 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 blah. So I'm sure a little kid, I was helping, and I cleaned his pager right into the trash. Nobody knew that I had done what I had done. The trash was then taken out, and it wasn't until the next day that he went to work, or was trying to go to work, that he realized, I can't go to work. I don't have my thing. And apparently it was it was not a good, I guess he almost got fired. Like, oops. So yeah, exactly. She would have shucked that Aumakua right in the bin. That is exactly it. And, let's see here. So hold on, Andre. Man, women can be way mean for some reason. The worst I've had were in working special ed. Always loved the kids, but have been driven to near homicide after 2 years with that lady. Sometimes the problem with special ed teacher is they're special as well and don't admit it, and that puts them in a bad mood. And Pussycat, I was 3. How do I remember that? I don't remember it. It was part of my family lore so much that I just remember the story because it was a big enough deal. My dad had a good job at IBM. He almost got fired from it because of me. I mean, they don't know it was because of me for certain, but my dad knows that he wouldn't have lost it. My mom knows that she wouldn't have lost it. I was the only other person in the house, and I was just at that age where I was starting to mimic stuff, that the grown-ups do. Obviously, this mimicking didn't last very long. Clearly. Let's see here. Elaine, you worked as motorcycle inventory, and guys would call and sometimes ask for a guy, thinking gals wouldn't know anything. The guys got embarrassed when they would ask me if it was in stock. Yeah, that totally tracks, Elaine. I mean, yeah. And let's see here. Shuck, yes, perhaps that was the path, the incident that put me on a more independent path. We'll blame it on that. We'll blame it on IBM threatening my dad. There you go. And Pussycat, you were 4 when Kennedy was shot on TV, and I remember your mother crying. Oh yeah, 4, I wasn't born when that happened, so obviously I have no memory of that. But 4 is pretty young for a lot of folks to have memories. I have memories from when I was 4, but apparently a lot of people don't. But if there's anything that's gonna, like, stick in your brain, that is, from what I've been told, almost every single person who was alive during that time remembers where they were when they found out. No matter how young, type of thing. So let's see here. And Shock, you remember like 2 things from before you were 3 and pretty much nothing after that until you moved out. Yeah, that's And then Andre, 3 was an important year for me as I committed my first running away from home. First off, I wasn't running away from home. First off, I was chasing a dog and I was trying to make sure that the dog came back home with me. I am not saying that the big English sheepdog was in any way going to follow the instructions of a 3-year-old, but I wasn't running away. I was chasing a dog. I was chasing a dog. And Gina, yeah, they say 4 is when the memories start to form. Yeah, you know, but it varies for so many people. I have memories of when I was in the crib, and so I definitely was younger than 4 at that point. And the first thing you remember is the Vietnam War body counts. Yeah, they didn't do that anymore after that war. They learned that that was not good news reporting, or actually it was fantastic news reporting, but it went against the war effort, so they stopped reporting on that type of thing after that war. So, but, all right, war, that's no fun. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. But what I can say is, and this is the most pathetic little segue, last place we went to the wars had sand. And Pacola T, she went someplace that had sand recently. She did. There she is. She's in a UTV or UVT or whatever, ultimate training vehicle. I don't know. It's a dune buggy. We're going to call it dune buggy. And Pacola T got home from her cruise, went home, changed her underwear, hopped back on a plane, and went to the continental United States. I'm going to say Utah. And she graced us with a picture, but also some movies. So let's go dune buggying for a minute, and when we come back, we'll talk about things and stuff. Boop.
Oh, I know.
To go the other side for them.
say. Yeah, do you get some nightmares?
Well, I have had some. I have, yeah. Not so much the hard to manage. I've had some people that just physically can't do it. In fact, we had 2 yesterday. We had to abandon machines.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah, and then put them in a side-by-side and come back and get the machines later.
Oh, what a pain.
And then, have you guys heard of Red Bull Rampage? Have you guys ever heard of that? So they do it out here, and they do it in Zions. In fact, just like right over that plateau of that area. And it's like super extreme single track freestyle mountain biking.
Yeah.
It's like single track,
Yeah.
you know, and the insane jumps and gaps and stuff like that. So I have 9 of their competitors on Sunday.
Oh.
That could be a little wild.
Oh my God.
I'm like, guys, I get it.
Yeah.
You are extreme athletes.
You still have to pay attention.
But you still, like, I cannot get you hurt the week before your competition.
Right.
And they're all going to be on their own?
Yeah, well, they'll all be in, like, we've got another tour company that we kind of partner with, has machines like that, that are the higher horsepower X3s that are higher horsepower, wider than these.
Of course.
And so, of course, they got to round them all up and put them all in those. I'm like,
Holy cow.
Do you have one yourself? What kind of rig do you have?
I have a Polaris Razor.
I'll show you a picture of his grandchildren, but I'll show you a picture of it.
Well, let's see. So there's my little grandboy. There's my grandson.
He's not going to be riding.
Cute.
So he's definitely an idol. He walks with purpose everywhere he goes.
He looks like he's all boy.
He is all boy. Yep.
There's no here. That's our view.
Oh yeah.
All right, there we have it. That was from Shock. And you know what? I don't know, Pussycat, exactly where it is. I do know that she mentioned she was going to be, or she was in Utah a little while ago. And so I'm assuming it was somewhere in Utah. I do know that in the Utah area, they do have soils that look an awful lot like that. Then again, Colorado shares much of that same colored soil like in the Red Rocks area. So I'm not sure exactly, but I feel fairly confident Colorado, Utah area is where she was at. I'm gonna go with Utah just because that's what I heard, but that doesn't mean she didn't get over to Utah, to Colorado when she was in Utah, because Wacola T goes everywhere. She's been everywhere, she goes everywhere, and she will continue to do so. So, where exactly, where? Cannot say. But I can say that I enjoy the videos that the roving reporters get to us here at Chatter with Statter, and so I wanted to share that with you guys today. And so let's see here. We are running. We've got a little bit less than half an hour left. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to have a little quick Lono listening break. And quite honestly, you guys, I feel like we've already heard this song, but I couldn't remember what we've already listened to off of Life is Pretty Good. So this is going to be the final Life is Pretty Good song that I'm highlighting, because I feel like we might have heard them all by now, but I also feel like I might be lying. I don't know. I don't remember. But what I do know is this is the third version that you can find of Mr. Moon on Lono's downloads. This is off of Life is Pretty Good. This is the Molokai Eevee version of it. And once we are done with the Lono listening break, we will then talk about what I said we were going to talk about. Yeah, that's right. I still haven't talked about it yet. Because before that, I want to say thank you, Andre, for throwing down a gift sub for PPP Bang. Okay, let's do our Lono listening break, and then we'll talk about things and stuff. Oh, wait, hold on. Terry in Scotland said, the fellow speaking at the end of it mentioned Zion. Zion National Park is an American national park located in southwestern Utah near the town of Springdale. Yes, that is right, Terry. I'm so glad you heard that. I totally spaced on that. And that is 1000% where this was in Zion. I knew she was going to Utah, and until you said Zion, I forgot that she had mentioned that that was where she was going in Utah. So there we go. Zion was where those videos were taken. PBB Bang is actually in the house. Awesome. I didn't know that he was here. That makes me so happy. So yay. Favorite Finn gets the gift sub. Dog is in, and aloha is being said by Shock. But now, you just joined in. All right, well, you just joined in time for our quick Lono listening break. And then, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Aumakua. All right. Boop.
And summer night, that's me on a lonely beach, just trying to get it right. Tired of being alone. How can I feel so wanted and free? Is that all that I have in me? Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah. Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah. It's the darkness of the night, and it sees all our fears. Live each one through time, they never disappear. While we sleep and run in our dreams, and the light that keeps calling me, Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah. Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah. While we sleep and run in our dreams, and the light that keeps calling me, Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah. Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah. Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach. Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, oh, come on, Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah. Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah. Mr. Moon, shine your light on this beach, yeah, yeah, yeah. Shine your light, shine your light, shine your light.
All right, there we have it. So, okay. So we've got ourselves about 15, 17 minutes or so left in the stream. And now we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, which is what the heck? Okay, all in the Ohana last night, Andy Bumatai production. What saved the house that was going to be torn down was the finding of a statue that that was described as an Aumakua, and it was a statue that was used at the battle of some battle. It was a figurine that they worshipped at this particular battle, and before a huge Hawaiian battle happened, that happened right around where the house supposedly stood. Right. Okay. So before I get into this, I need everybody here who knows better than me. Elaine, I'm looking in your direction. Lono, we're here. Keone Nunez, we're here. Miles, we're here. E-Music, if you're here, I'm all looking towards you for help with this, because I am really not the person to be bringing forth this knowledge. But consult with people who have way more knowledge than me when looking deeper into this. That being said, I'm getting my information from a book called Hawaiian Religion and Magic, and it was written by Scott Cunningham. Scott Cunningham was a traditional practitioner of pre-Christian religion, mostly of the European variety. He, however, had made his entire life a study of roots, herbs, vegetables, and magical practices of many different cultures. And one of the particular books that he wrote was Hawaiian Religion and Magic. This is a book that is written, it is written from a white man's perspective, and he lets you know that. He consulted with lots of different people on lots of different islands. He was not trying to, I refer to him in the past because he has passed on decades ago. He was trying to, in writing this book, give an outline for those who are practitioners of non-Christian religion, basically. And he is by no means the authority, but this particular book does have some pretty good info that that can get you started on the journey of greater understanding. So, yes, Scott Cunningham wrote a lot of books, Andre. In fact, I dare say Scott Cunningham is probably one of the most, in regards to the authors that I've read the most books of, I would say Cunningham is right up there. I find his works to be very easy to read, easy to understand, very plain language. He really was a wonderful teacher from my perspective. But literally coming from this book, so Terry in Scotland is coming in Hawaiian mythology, and Aumakua is a personal or family god that originated as a deified ancestor, which takes on physical forms such as spirit vehicles. An Aumakua may manifest as a shark, an owl, a bird, an octopus, or inanimate objects such as plants or rocks. That is correct. And an Aumakua, by the way, so here we go. I'm now in the glossary of things in this book, and straight from the glossary, we've got two different things we're talking about here. We've got an Akua, Now, an Akua is the god, goddess, deity, spirits. In the Christian era, Akua was also used, referred to as the Christian god. But Akua basically is, the creator, be it the deities of such. So, Aumakua, on the other hand, is exactly what Terry just said, which is deified ancestral spirits worshipped within a family framework. So, that can take place in that can take place as a shark, as an octopus, etc., etc. We've got a couple different examples of an Akua versus an Aumakua here. I had it here and now I lost it. So let's see here. We've got I, that is the Akua of fishermen. So that is the fisherman's god. Fishermen, they worship this particular god. Not a family of fishermen. Fishermen in general. It's an Akua. It's not an Aumakua. Now, an Aumakua, on the other hand, would be like an example of... Hold on. I've got things written here. An Aumakua, on the other hand, would be an example. An example would be Kama o Haole. Yeah, I definitely pronounced that wrong. But basically, it's one of Pele's shark brothers who accompanied her on the journey from Kahiki to Hawaii. Worshipped as an Aumakua and was greatly loved and respected. In human form, he appeared naked, a sign of divinity. So, for those people who consider Pele literally one of their ancestors, her shark brother would be their Aumakua. You wouldn't necessarily say that shark is your Aumakua if you did not have Pele as one of your what you would consider part of your lineage. It's within the family structure is the Aumakua, right? So when we watched Pacola T's in the house. Hey Pacola T, good for you. So when we watched All in the Ohana last night and they brought up that statue to me, and Shock and I had this discussion afterwards. We were like, was that really an Aumakua? Was that a family-based thing? Or was it more of a statue of a Akua, like an actual god? And though neither Shock nor I know what we're talking about, we both kind of came to the conclusion that Aumakua might not have been the proper word for that statue. And so, because it seemed like it was not worshipped within a familial sense, it was worshipped more in the sense of, before going into battle, all these warriors, supposedly of different clans, were coming together to worship at this altar that the figurine was a part of. So the context in which they were showing an Aumakua in that particular show, I have to question the use of that vocabulary. Shock, you considered it artistic license. Absolutely. But basically there is a subtle difference between the deities that are worshipped generally versus the deities that are worshipped very specifically. So let's see here. Elaine coming in. Your mother-in-law was half Hawaiian and English. Pele is our Aumakua. But when I went to the Big Island, it rained suddenly on a clear day, drenched you. Every time I went to the lava tubes, it poured down. You couldn't go into the lava tubes. Pele's sister protected me from Pele wanting you. That's what your mother-in-law said. There you go. And let's see here. I haven't heard of any anthropoid Aumakua. I don't know what you mean by that. do you mean any... Well, actually, the example that I just gave of Pele's shark brother, he does appear in human form as well as shark form. So, I think they can. But see, this is getting into topics of, I know just enough to be dangerous. I know just enough to be dangerous. So, by all means, anyone watching this show later on who has any type of input to correct what I have just said, that's the most important thing, or to add on, to explain better, to give another dimension of understanding, anybody who has any input on this, I encourage you to type in the chat right now, leave a comment later, whatever it is that you might have stumbled across this particular stream and this particular topic. I want everyone to know that I do take this seriously, and as a white person, I actually don't feel very confident in sharing with you the limited knowledge I have. I don't have the cultural context for a lot of important implications. What am I trying to say? So here's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you can get a lot of information from a book, but without the cultural understanding, that information is still one-dimensional, short-sighted. An example would be if you're translating your English name into a Hawaiian name only using the Hawaiian letters, and your name is Susanna, okay? If you go and you're like, okay, well, they don't have any S's, the S's are replaced by K's, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if I change out all the letters and change my name from Susanna to the Hawaiian version, that would be Kukana. Except for no, it would not. No, it would not. It would never be that. Because if you had the cultural understanding, you would know that ku is associated exclusively with kane, never with a vahine. Never would any woman be kukana. Ku is for men. She would simply be kana. Simply be kana. Now, you don't know that if you don't have the cultural background and understanding. If you go verbatim, letter for letter, what a book told you, you're kukana. But you would still be wrong because you don't have that cultural foundation, and there would be no ku for the girl. So the tiny little bit that I have gleaned from this book, and that I can, ku'u can be, but it's not ku, but kukana itself, without that little akina, apparently just wouldn't happen. Now, here we go, Shock, coming in with an alternate perspective, which, by the way, very valid, because I've only been told this one example by one particular Hawaiian cultural practitioner. And every cultural practitioner has a different idea and a different understanding of their culture to come in with a different interpretation. So what I just told you, I don't know, maybe I'm only partially right? Because I don't have the cultural understanding. And so that's why talking about this subject, I only want to talk about it briefly, because basically the little that I could do would then I could give you a little info, and then I could basically just muddy the flippin' waters. And there's no need to muddy the flippin' waters, because those are waters get muddied easily anyway. And so let's see here. Elaine, my husband and family surfers All said sharks came close to them but never harmed them. They felt blessed seeing sharks swim around them. Right, and they could perhaps have family ties to a shark Aumakua. There's multiple shark Aumakuas, not just the one that's related to Pele. And Keone Nunez knows way more about that, and that's the only reason why I even know, because I've heard him referring to multiple shark Aumakuas. And that's why I wish that Keone was here, because he could probably teach a whole flippin', hour-long lesson on Aumakua versus Makua. Aumakua versus Akua. There we go. And Terry in Scotland, at least 50 different known Aumakua. Precisely. And, Daughter 2, thank you for, thank you for your support in like, yep, it's kind of confusing. So, and let's see here, Terry in Scotland, Mary Abigail Kavena Ula O Kalani Ahi, sorry. Mary Abigail, apologies for giving up on that one, because, let's see here. Okay, so she was the one who had at least 50 Aumakua, and then Elaine, Daughter 2, right, Hi'iaka must be keeping me from Pele, sister's differences. I don't know, I'm not Hawaiian blood, so I'm not sure why you got, drenched like that. Daughter 2, invite Keone here, no, well, if you can, yeah, but we've got 2 minutes left, so no. But one thing I do know is Keone has actually watched a rerun of this particular not this particular stream, but he has watched reruns of Chatter with Statter, so let's just hope this crosses his path, and he pops in with some chatter afterwards to clarify a little bit of what I have just completely wrecked. I think I have no doubt that there's going to be somebody who's just like, wow, Haole girl, you need to stop talking like yesterday. And if that is the case, by all means, please come in with more input, because that is exactly what I don't want to be doing. And so let's see here. Andre, owing to the multiplicity inherent in Hawaiian concepts of deity, Ku may be invoked under many names. Absolutely, yeah. He's not. Yeah, Ku isn't just the god of war. Ku is, yes, Ku has a lot of forms, as it were, and so let's see here. All right, Pacola T, thank you so much for swinging on in, and thank you so much for the videos. We had such a great time watching them. And so, Gina, okay, yeah, I wish that I could give you more better, right? But you do understand my hesitation, and I definitely, I'm thankful that you understand. I don't want to misrepresent. And Daughter 2, thank you for accepting my attempts at sharing this knowledge. This knowledge needs to be shared, which is why I am taking upon myself, when asked by Gina, so what's an Aumakua? This is the first time I've heard this, like what? I know a tiny little bit, so I want to share, but I also want to bring you to other resources and books. This resource, once again, written by a white person. You may or may not find that helpful. But always remember, this book, written by a white person, and this is the book that I was using to conversate with you guys. So, there are plenty other books out there that can get into the same topic. This particular book, though, very handy. It's got, glossaries, it's got definitions, it's got, it lists all of the different, all of the different deities of water, fire, land. It goes with the, the major deities, the minor deities, the deities of different islands, the deities of different parts of the islands, It's a very useful resource book. So, but it's not the only one. It's not the only one. And Shock has given you, I believe, a link to a free version of this particular book. And you can also probably find other books for free there. So if you're really more interested and want to take a rabbit hole dive into a world that is better explained by someone other than me, go check out all those free resources. And yeah, there we go, Terry. I'm an anthropological scholar living for decades among the Wahite people. That is exactly it. I have lived among the Wahite people for many, many years now, although I can say my Mayo sapien self is not practicing. I actually do add spice to my food. So, on that note, you guys, I'm so glad that we can hang out together. I'm so thankful for the patience that you guys have shown with me trying to explain something that I have no business explaining. And hopefully we will see each other tomorrow on Daily Pigeon. And if we don't see each other tomorrow, hopefully we see each other on Wednesday, 4 p.m. West Coast time. And so, Pussycat, you have more knowledge of Hawaiian culture than you know. Pussycat, I have no knowledge about Hawaiian culture. I just listen and no talk. Right there, my friend. Right there. That is the key. That is something I struggle with every single day. Just listen, no talk. But I'll tell you right now, Pussycat, that is the Hawaiian way of learning. You know more about the Hawaiian culture than you might realize just by doing that. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I'm glad we got to have this talk, even though we didn't really cover a whole lot. We just sort of shined a little bit of a light on something. And now, go explore for yourself and find out everything you need to know. All right, take care, y'all.